Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to East Coast Manga. So today I want to make a recommendation video for anyone who likes zombie movies or zombie TV shows or anything like that, and just like zombies in general, and want to kind of dive into a zombie manga. Now, I'm making this video now, and I didn't want to push it off or make a video later because this is something that's very relevant and could be running into an issue, which I'll get into in a little later. But the manga that I recommend you get into is I Am a Hero. Now, they sell these in the omnibus form, so a lot of people already know about the series, but I feel like there's also a lot of people who don't know. So Dark Horse printed these in omnibus form, so I want to say there's probably somewhere around 11 volumes, or 11 omnibuses. And while I do find some faults with these omnibuses, they're not terrible. They're not giant, so you don't have to worry about major issues, but the spines definitely do crease if you're not super careful with them, and also the printing sometimes runs a little close to the edge or like the middle, but I do think it's still worth it to pick up in physical form. And the reason I want to make this video right now is because I do think these are probably going to go out of print soon. And as soon as they go out of print, I do think the prices are really going to rise on these, because this is a really good manga. The artwork's really good, and the story's pretty good. Now, I'm not like too far into it, but I finished 2 omnibuses, which is like 4 volumes, so I thought it was worth it to at least make this video now. And I know it only gets better from what people say after the point that I've read so far. So without giving any spoilers, I'm going to talk about the story a little bit. So the setting is based in Japan. I believe it starts in Tokyo, but it revolves around this man who is definitely mentally unhinged, and at certain parts you'll see that, so it's definitely interesting, the main character. But he's also one of the only people in Japan who owns a gun, which is like really crazy to think about, because when you see these zombie movies or stuff like that, like it feels pretty easy to find a gun, especially because most of these are taking place in America, where I'm not saying like guns are super accessible, but they're definitely more accessible than in Japan. So it's a really interesting concept that a lot of people don't have guns when this happens. These zombies are also a very different type of zombie than like something you would find on The Walking Dead. Like these, if I remember correctly, are like highly aggressive and pretty fast. And they also keep some of their like human in them. So it's not exactly like half human, half zombie. It's like 90% zombie with like 10% human. So it's really creepy, because some of these zombies will just be like walking around and like talking about things, like not actually conversating, but just like saying human words that a person would have been saying before they got turned into a zombie, if that makes any sense at all. Usually zombies don't talk, or they just make like groaning noises. These zombies will actually like say phrases, even though they can't for the most part can't understand anything. And they're also pretty intelligent, which makes this whole concept even freakier. But yeah, I really don't want to get too much into the spoilers. I just want to basically describe this as like a man's journey through fighting and trying to survive, but also not only is he fighting zombies, but he's also fighting like his mental instability, which is a really crazy concept, because that's just not something that I've ever seen like mashed together before. And it just makes for a super, super freaky manga. I think this is definitely one of the most popular zombie mangas, or the most popular zombie manga. And if you want this in physical form, I highly recommend you get on that now. I know Right Stuff, I think, is already like out of stock in some, and I think you can still get them on Amazon and obviously some other websites. But Dark Horse is notorious for ending productions of certain series once they finish, and then just going out of print for such a long time. And then a lot of Dark Horse volumes end up just skyrocketing in price. And this being one of the best zombie mangas, I think that's exactly what this will do. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned this, but the artwork is fantastic in this. The story's pretty good. This first volume was really amazing. Like, it really caught my attention. The second omnibus slowed down a little bit. It was an interesting concept that he ended up getting himself into, but I just wasn't a huge fan of Omnibus 2. But I don't think Omnibus 2 is really even close to its peaking point, so I'm definitely going to keep moving forward with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to basically give you guys my recommendation, and if you're interested in a zombie manga, I would totally recommend going with this. And if anyone has any other suggestions, make sure to leave it down in the comments, because if people are watching this video, then they definitely are interested in, just zombie mangas. And that's been it for this video, so catch you guys later.